revenge, I guess you could say. In the red, we have our Terran player in the upper right. The legend himself trying to make esports history. His AD is Marineking Prime. On the opposite side of the map, in the bottom left starting location, we have our Zerg legend, the best Zerg in the world, so thirsty for an MLG championship. He is DRG.
Tasteless, the map is Entombed Valley. Will Marineking go for double barracks play?
I would.
It's kind of predictable, though.
But I mean, it's also kind of almost impossible to stop sometimes for Zerg, so you got to factor that in as well.
Yeah, I guess you do have to factor that in, don't you?
So I make these decisions. You know, I think he'll go double barracks. I would just be so surprised if he didn't go double barracks.
Well, you know, Marineking, not always the most predictable player. It's starting to look like he wants to go for a command center first build, Tasteless. Look at how many SCVs he's actually making. Yeah, he's going command center first.
You're kidding me.
Oh, I'm not kidding you, Tasteless.
Well, I mean, I know you're not kidding me. I'm watching on the screen, but I see the minerals up there.
Well, right now, we do have him coming down to make that command center. Of course, DRG going hatch first here. And I love that he mixes in so many command center first builds. It's almost as if he's taunting DRG with his economy. I mean, what are you going to do, DRG? Just do a 6-pool one time? I mean, how can you guess when and where Marineking will go command center first?
It's interesting. He's not playing this for the map. He's playing this for the build order history of what he did in the past. You know, he's almost bluffing on this map, saying, "No, I'm not going to do the double racks." And now he's starting to play at the barracks. So, very, very cool stuff.
Well, the double barracks. He'll probably grab a double gas after this so that he can begin his tech up. And DRG, still no gas, so he's not going to do one of those strategies that we saw before with a bunch of speedlings. And in fact, DRG has not even scouted really at all yet. You know, he has some overlords, sure, but not sending out any drone, not even knowing the location of Marineking yet.
They are in cross spots.
He's just blindly making 8 Zerglings again. He did this before. And that's because this is, you know, as we said, there are just so many 2-racks on this map that having those 8 Zerglings are oftentimes going to come in handy.
So he's basically preempted a 2-racks, but that's just not what Marineking's doing.
Yeah.
Now here's a problem. If there's 8lings coming out and headed towards the base right now, can these 8lings do enough damage to really hurt Marineking? He has 1 Marine right now.
Yeah, he has 1 right now. By the time they get there, he's going to have 3, and then he's going to have 5 a little bit after that. So I feel like Marineking, as long as he's on top of his micro, should be fine here.
All right, let's see if that is the case, or if they get a surround. They're spaced out.
Oh, he didn't see it coming, Tasteless, and
oh, no way. Uh-oh.
This is doing a lot of damage so far. No, he was not getting out of there. And now he has to be careful, because those SCVs, when the Marines pop out, should be enough to clean him up.
Yeah, but I mean, he's messing up the mining time right now.
He certainly is. And tries to run past and go after a Marine and said, no, there you go. Targeting down a couple of SCVs. Pretty decently done. He's killed 3 SCVs total and a couple Marines as well. Cost him some mining time. Pretty worthwhile for those early lings.
Very impressive play so far here by DRG. Now, granted, that wasn't really so much a brilliant move DRG did as Marineking was not paying attention.
Yeah.
He had the 3 Marines spread out to make sure a drone wouldn't get in. He did not have them bunched up together, which would have helped with the micro. But at the same time, even when the Lings got there, I think it's like it looked like Marineking was busy dropping a mule or doing something else on the map.
Yeah, I would say that's definitely the case, Tasteless. Now, it looks like he wants to take a 3rd base, but he's also getting a Roach Warren. Now, he was inside the base. He saw that, in fact, there were 3 racks. So, I mean, he knows that it's not going to be some sort of Hellion build where the Roaches are going to be super, super valuable. Will he be going for a little timing attack? Or is he going to use these defensively for now to make sure that when Marineking finally does decide to come across the map with some Marines, that he has more than enough to crush it?
Stim is on the way along with the +1 attack armor. And it looks like Marineking so far, from what I could see, this is a very bread and butter Terran build from a TVP perspective. This is probably, I think, at least the setup of the 3 barracks and the engineering bay and the factory being made, and as soon as starport. I would probably say this is the most common generic TVZ opener, which is by no means bad, but common, yes.
All right, well, right now we do have just a few roaches out. Looks like they're 4 defense for now. DRG laying a lot of creep tumors once again, has that dedicated queen. She's just so busy pushing that creep forward for him. 3rd base is going up. And, he hasn't cleared out those rocks. I'd love to see those roaches at least attacking his own rocks. And now double evolution chamber on the way.
So the Overlord now coming here. Scouts the 3rd base. That's not going to be too shocking. And all Zergs do check that location for the command center because it's just so common to make it there. That doesn't mean that he's going to land. Uh-oh. Nice. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to land that command center or orbital, which is what it will soon be. He's not going to land it over there right away. But, he certainly can just drop mules and make SCDs from there. It's one of the luxuries of being a Terran player.
Yes, it certainly is, Tasteless, and don't they all just take advantage of that?
They do.
Well, Lair is about to finish for DRG. He's also getting 1/1 upgrades and a macro hatch. So he's just really working on everything. Okay, roach speed actually starts immediately. And, okay, so this is actually, we saw a game very similar to this actually in the arena when these two played in the finals, where he's trying to defend with a bunch of speed roaches and lings against this type of thing. The roaches are just going to be support as he's upgrading lings. That's his main idea here. But there's +1. And there's Stim. Combat Shield's almost done for Marineking. This is going to be very hard to hold. His micro is going to be outstanding here. And look at that. I love that move.
Scan right in the middle of that.
And here we go. Oh, that's a lot of lings coming out for the flank. Can he actually kill this off, though? Targeting down the Marauders as best he can. These Marauders are being healed so well.
I guess he cannot. He targeted down the Marauders, but the Marines are still there doing so much damage. Cleaning up even more creep. Marineking kicking a lot of ass here. All that hard work that DRG did was just now denied.
Well, more lings on the way. 1/1 still on the way as well. Roach speed not quite done yet. He has several roaches in production. A nice big flank going on. And look at that. Gets right into the corner where the Zerglings just can't get any surface area.
Oh my God. He's killing so much. This is so cost effective.
Oh man, and 4 Marines left over.
Nice.
Finally picks him up.
The last second when he realizes, okay, that's the optimal amount of damage I could have done there. Scoops him up, and here's the second wave coming. Let's see if DRG can hold on.
Well, it's hard to say. He needs to make a ton more units. He does have 1/1 on his Zerglings now. He does have speed on his Roaches now as well. He's getting ready for his Infestors with pathogen glands, but those are not going to be here in time.
All right, scanning over here. He's slowly closing in. All right, now here's the question. Can he hold on to this one attack? More Marines coming down here now. The tank is about to go down.
Oh, this is very nice for DRG. He has a lot of roaches here. And will he be able to overwhelm?
He's dealing damage too quickly. I think that Zerg is actually about to lose this fight.
Oh my God, those medevacs doing such a great job against him.
GG.
And GG.
Just barely enough to eke that out. It looked for a second like Zerg was going to win that battle. Then he managed with just enough to do that. I feel that there was one moment where he was target firing the Marauders in the initial battle when things started to heat up that I think kind of cost him the game. He should have probably backed up. But enough about me. On to our two analysts, Grubby and Chef. What do you think?
Well, to start with, it looked like a really interesting game. DRG got to see everything with those Zerglings, and that's a really big deal. You know, if you find out what your opponent's doing, I'm sure it's something that you can counter, as long as you know it's coming. But after this, he saw the third command center, and like you were saying, it's really hard when you see your opponent like, oh, macroing to third command center. I can macro too. But sometimes it just doesn't work.
Yeah, usually when I see a third command center on the turn, I'm kind of like, okay, I can breathe easily for now. But very shortly thereafter, Marineking moved out with that seemingly not too threateningly looking army. I mean, it was a Bioforce, not too big, but one, he uses it very well, and two, it was actually too much for the amount of roaches and lings he had. Sheth, you commented that he was on 70 drones. He fighted away from his spine crawlers, so it was difficult for him to hold that attack.
Yeah, and then the important thing too was, as long as the Terran puts a lot of Marauders in their army, or even a few Marauders, unless you have overwhelming roach amounts, those Marauders are going to do so much damage.
I got to ask you guys, and specifically you, Sheth, he got those lings inside and he saw the build. A command center first into 3 racks, 1 tech lab. It had 2 gases and an eBay. It seemed obvious that we were going to see Marine Marauder medevac, a little push coming up. What do you think about his choice to actually go roaches there? Well,
I really think he tried different builds against that sort of composition earlier. Like he went Zergling, Baneling into Muta. In the last few games, it's not really worked too well for him. So it's got to kind of put him off his game and think, well, I have to try something new. I have to find a different way to defend this. And so he tried this, and when in reality, he just needed to keep working with Zergling, Baneling, and just not make mistakes like losing those mutas and just not countering at certain points. So I think that was a pretty big deal, just the build order.
All right, well, right now, Marineking is up 1 game. Do you guys have any predictions from this point on? What do you think this final score is going to be, and who do you think is going to win? Both of you, Grubby, Sheth.
I think Dongraegu is going to come back and win this. I said it at the beginning of the tournament. I had him as my person to win the tournament. Then he nearly went out, almost created a big problem for my prediction. Now he's here in the finals from 6th seed of the round robin. Even though he's behind 2-3, I'm going to stick with it. And yeah.
Grubby, didn't you call Thorzane winning DreamHack as well?
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, I did.
Wow, Grubby.
Sheth?
Sheth, talk to me.
Well, I really wasn't expecting, well, I was hoping Zerg would win. And I'm still hoping, man, he's got this. Go DRG.
Tasteless?
You guys are wrong, and Marineking Prime's going to win. No, I don't. I actually don't know. But
none of us really know.
Yeah, nobody really knows. We can
QXC knows.
Speculate.
QXC knows.
Terran always wins.
Terran always wins.
Terran always wins.
Well,
All
Tasteless, we're ready.
Start the game.
Let's do
Stop
it.
wasting our time, Artosis. Start this game.
Sorry,
we got to get this going.
That was
you
bad
really
of me.
dropped the ball back there. We just want to see this match go down. DRG against MKP. MKP wins this. It's over. DRG wins this. Oh, my God. This is so epic. We have one final match.